You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your Security Plus certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Secure build pipelines are the foundation for delivering hardened systems consistently. Instead of relying on manual setup or ad hoc processes, build pipelines automate the creation and deployment of systems from standardized templates. Security controls and validation steps are integrated directly into the pipeline, ensuring that every system produced follows the same hardened baseline. This prevents configuration drift at the point of origin and reduces reliance on post-deployment fixes. Secure pipelines enforce reproducibility, meaning a system can be rebuilt identically and verified against expectations. By treating builds as code-driven processes rather than one-off efforts, organizations ensure security is embedded from the very beginning of the lifecycle. Artifact provenance and code signing ensure that only trusted components are deployed into production. Provenance refers to the chain of custody, knowing where artifacts came from, who built them, and whether they were altered in transit. Code signing provides cryptographic assurance that binaries and packages originate from legitimate sources and remain unmodified. When properly enforced, systems refuse to execute unsigned or unverified artifacts. This practice prevents attackers from injecting malicious code into build pipelines or distribution channels. By demanding signed artifacts and tracking provenance, organizations build confidence in their deployments. Provenance and signing together reduce supply chain risks, ensuring hardened systems remain trustworthy. Immutability concepts further reinforce system hardening by eliminating the need for manual modification. In immutable infrastructure, systems are never changed in place. Instead, when updates or patches are needed, new instances are deployed from secure templates, and old ones are retired. This prevents gradual drift and ensures every running instance adheres to baseline configurations. Immutable designs are particularly effective in cloud environments, where automation makes replacement simple. They reduce complexity, shorten incident recovery, and provide consistency across environments. Immutability represents a cultural shift in operations, aligning system management with the idea that prevention is easier when environments remain identical and disposable. The principle of least functionality applies the same minimalism used for user privileges to system capabilities. Systems should only include the features, services, and tools necessary for their mission. Extra modules, unused daemons, and default features expand the attack surface unnecessarily. By stripping away anything not required, organizations deny attackers convenient entry points. Least functionality hardens not just operating systems but also applications, which should ship with secure defaults and optional features disabled. This principle acknowledges that every component has the potential for vulnerability. Hardened systems adopt a minimalist mindset. If it isn't required, it shouldn't be installed or running. Reducing third-party footprint is another element of hardening. Modern software depends heavily on external libraries and frameworks, many of which may introduce vulnerabilities. Hardened systems rely only on vetted libraries with proven security histories, avoiding unmaintained or untrusted dependencies. Dependency minimization reduces complexity and limits the potential blast radius of supply chain attacks. This requires careful tracking of components, often supported by a software bill of materials, SBOM. By being deliberate about third-party inclusion, organizations shrink their exposure and reduce their reliance on unknown code. Fewer dependencies mean fewer risks, reinforcing the hardening principle of simplicity as security. Runtime protection agents and behavioral blocking provide defenses against attacks that bypass configuration. These tools analyze runtime activity, watching for suspicious patterns like process injection, unusual memory usage, or rapid encryption attempts typical of ransomware. Unlike signature-based tools, they detect behavior, making them effective against 0 days or novel exploits. Hardened systems integrate these runtime protections as last lines of defense, ensuring that even if vulnerabilities exist, exploitation attempts are stopped. Behavioral blocking complements static hardening by adapting to evolving threats. This layered approach ensures that hardened environments combine prevention with active protection at runtime. Application layer hardening ensures that software itself is configured securely, not just the underlying system. This includes enforcing secure defaults, applying strict configuration flags, and disabling risky features. For example, web servers should disable directory listing and require HTTPS by default. Databases should enforce authentication and limit remote access. Feature toggles allow unnecessary capabilities to remain off until explicitly needed, reducing attack surfaces dynamically. Application layer hardening recognizes that secure infrastructure alone is insufficient if applications are left misconfigured. By securing both layers, defenders ensure end-to-end resilience, aligning hardened configurations with the real-world risks specific to each deployed application. Credential vaulting and secret injection patterns protect sensitive data during automated deployments. Instead of embedding passwords or API keys in scripts or configuration files, hardened systems retrieve secrets dynamically from vaults at runtime. This ensures credentials are stored securely, rotated automatically, and scoped tightly to their intended use. Secret injection provides the necessary values only when required, minimizing exposure in code repositories or logs. Vaulting and injection patterns close one of the most common gaps in DevOps pipelines: improper secret handling. They transform sensitive credentials into managed, ephemeral assets, ensuring automation does not inadvertently weaken hardening. Environment segregation separates development, testing, and production systems, limiting lateral movement between them. Hardened practices dictate that non-production environments should never contain real production data and should remain isolated from sensitive networks. Segregation prevents attackers who compromise a less secure environment from pivoting into production. It also ensures that experimental or unstable configurations cannot spill into mission-critical systems. Segregation applies not only to networks, but also to permissions, accounts, and data access policies. By enforcing strict boundaries, hardened systems contain risks, recognizing that security maturity often differs across environments. Segregation reinforces defense in depth through structural barriers. Continuous compliance integrates automated checks directly into the CI/CD pipeline, ensuring that every build meets security requirements before deployment. Tools evaluate configurations against baselines, flagging deviations as early as possible. This prevents insecure artifacts from reaching production environments. Compliance checks may cover patch levels, encryption standards, or configuration flags. By shifting these checks left into the build process, organizations catch issues before they become operational risks. Continuous compliance ensures that hardened practices are not just one-time audits but ongoing, automated gatekeepers. Hardened pipelines reject insecure builds, guaranteeing consistency between security intent and deployed systems. Supply chain controls are essential for securing build environments and package sources. Attackers increasingly target software supply chains, injecting malicious code into trusted repositories. Hardened systems enforce strict controls, validating sources, pinning package versions, and auditing build dependencies. Build environments themselves must be secured, with access controls, monitoring, and isolation to prevent tampering. By protecting both the code and the environment in which it is built, organizations preserve the integrity of their systems from inception. Supply chain controls recognize that even well-hardened systems can be undermined if their origins are compromised. Protecting pipelines is therefore central to modern hardening. Ultimately, hardening must be seen as an end-to-end concern, stretching from build to runtime. Secure pipelines, artifact provenance, and immutability establish a solid foundation. Least functionality and dependency minimization reduce what attackers can exploit. Runtime protections, application layer controls, and secret vaulting defend ongoing operations. Segregation and compliance ensure environments remain disciplined, while supply chain controls guard origins. Each step reinforces the others, creating resilience throughout the lifecycle. Hardened systems are not secured at one stage but across every phase, recognizing that threats emerge everywhere. By embedding hardening end-to-end, organizations achieve holistic and sustainable defense. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Integrating vulnerability scanning into CI pipelines ensures insecure code and components are caught before deployment. Scanners evaluate artifacts against known CVEs and insecure dependencies, blocking builds that include unpatched vulnerabilities. This gating process prevents insecure releases from ever reaching production. Unlike periodic scanning of live systems, pipeline integration shifts detection earlier, reducing remediation costs and accelerating secure development. If a scan flags issues, developers can fix them before merging, ensuring only compliant builds progress. Hardened pipelines adopt this shift-left approach, embedding vulnerability scanning into the development cycle. This proactive measure ensures that deployed systems inherit secure baselines from their inception. Ephemeral workloads and short-lived credentials further improve security posture by eliminating long-term targets. Instead of systems persisting indefinitely, workloads are deployed for specific tasks and then discarded. Credentials tied to these workloads, such as API tokens or keys, are also short-lived, expiring automatically after use. This reduces the window of opportunity for attackers. Even if credentials are compromised, they become useless quickly. Ephemeral patterns align with immutability, emphasizing disposability over permanence. Hardened environments increasingly adopt ephemeral models, particularly in cloud-native contexts, as they limit the impact of compromise and ensure operational states are constantly refreshed to secure baselines. Runtime attestation and policy-based enforcement validate the integrity of deployed workloads continuously. Attestation relies on hardware or software to verify that workloads are running as expected, measuring binaries, configurations, and libraries against trusted baselines. Policy-based enforcement then restricts workloads that fail validation, preventing them from executing or communicating. This ensures attackers cannot tamper with running systems without detection. In practice, runtime attestation integrates with trusted platform modules, TPMs, or cloud-native attestation services. By combining verification with enforcement, hardened systems achieve both trust and accountability in live environments, ensuring deployments remain aligned with their original secure build states. Rollback safety nets and health check gating protect production from unstable or insecure rollouts. Hardened systems include automated health checks that validate system behavior after deployment. If issues arise, pipelines roll back to previously validated states, ensuring stability. This reduces downtime and prevents incomplete or risky deployments from persisting. Rollback safeguards also encourage aggressive patching and updates, since administrators know they can revert quickly if problems arise. Health check gating and rollbacks embody resilience. Hardened systems not only block insecure changes but also recover gracefully when deployments falter. These practices turn hardening into a continuous cycle of secure deployment and validation. Secrets rotation automation ensures that credentials remain secure throughout their lifecycle. Instead of static passwords or API keys that persist indefinitely, rotation tools generate new secrets regularly, replacing old ones transparently. Rotation minimizes the risk of long-term compromise and aligns with least privilege principles when combined with scoped credentials. Hardened systems also enforce limited lifespans for service credentials, ensuring that even automated processes require frequent renewal. Secret rotation demonstrates that hardening is not only about initial configuration, but about maintaining discipline across the lifecycle. Automated systems relieve humans of this burden, ensuring secrets remain secure without operational disruption. Monitoring and observability patterns validate hardened configurations once systems are live in production. Metrics, logs, and traces reveal whether configurations remain enforced, whether drift has occurred, and whether runtime protections are operating. Observability goes beyond monitoring by providing context-rich insights, into how systems behave and why anomalies occur. Hardened environments rely on this feedback loop to confirm that protections remain intact under real workloads. Without monitoring, even strong configurations degrade silently. Observability ensures that enforcement, attestation, and runtime protections are visible and measurable, giving defenders confidence that hardened systems resist compromise in day-to-day operations. Automated remediation workflows handle common misconfigurations discovered post-deployment. When a system drifts from its baseline, remediation tools automatically restore approved settings or escalate issues for review. For example, if an encryption setting is disabled, workflows can re-enable it without manual intervention. Hardened systems minimize human delay by letting automation address predictable issues, ensuring protections remain enforced consistently. Human review is reserved for high-impact anomalies or complex deviations. Automated remediation reflects the principle of self-healing systems, where hardening is not static but actively defended. This approach reduces exposure windows, ensuring secure states are restored quickly after deviations are discovered. Maintenance windows and safe update strategies support the long-term viability of hardened systems. Even the most secure configurations require adjustments as new patches, dependencies, or standards emerge. Maintenance windows allow updates to be applied systematically, minimizing user disruption while ensuring continuous improvement. Safe update strategies include phased rollouts, validation checks, and rollback readiness. Hardened systems embrace regular maintenance as part of their lifecycle, avoiding the trap of set-and-forget security. These practices ensure environments remain both functional and secure, demonstrating that hardening is not rigidity, but disciplined adaptability in the face of evolving requirements. Testing matrices strengthen confidence in hardened deployments by covering a variety of validation methods. Fuzzing identifies unexpected input handling issues, dependency checks confirm safe third-party use, and static application security testing, SAST, scans review code for weaknesses. By combining these methods, organizations create layered assurance against vulnerabilities slipping through. Testing matrices expand validation beyond functional correctness to security resilience. Hardened systems treat testing as integral, not optional, recognizing that resilience requires multiple forms of assurance. By adopting diverse validation techniques, defenders increase confidence that hardened states will withstand both accidental errors and deliberate exploitation attempts. Documenting build pipelines and security checkpoints ensures transparency and auditability. Every hardening step, from vulnerability scans to compliance checks, should be logged and retained. Documentation allows auditors and administrators to trace how hardened states were achieved, reproducing them consistently in future deployments. It also ensures accountability, showing when, why, and how changes were made. Runbooks describing build and deployment processes further standardize practices, reducing reliance on individual expertise. Documentation transforms pipelines from opaque automation into transparent, auditable security controls. Hardened systems that are both secure and well-documented inspire confidence in their resilience and sustainability. Training DevOps and Site Reliability Engineering (SRE) teams is essential for sustaining hardened practices. Tools and automation only provide value if teams understand how to use them effectively and why they matter. Training emphasizes secure coding, dependency management, secrets handling, and pipeline hardening. It also builds cultural alignment, ensuring teams view hardening not as an obstacle but as a natural part of delivery. Without training, automation may be bypassed or misused, undermining protections. By investing in education, organizations ensure that hardened practices persist as environments evolve, carried forward by both technology and human discipline. Ultimately, hardened systems require integrated tooling, policies, and operational care. Vulnerability scanning, ephemeral workloads, attestation, rotation, and monitoring provide technological resilience. Documentation, training, and safe update strategies ensure sustainability. Hardening is not a static outcome, but a continuous process of validation and adaptation. It extends across the life cycle, from build pipelines to runtime operations, preventing drift and ensuring resilience against new threats. Organizations that combine automation with cultural discipline achieve environments where compromise is far less likely and recovery is far more reliable. Hardened systems are not only secure by design, but also secure by continuous practice. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.